What is up, guys? It is Bigums here from your LOL support. Please don't forget to like this video, comment down below if you have anything else to say, and if you haven't already, like us on Facebook and Twitter for constant updates on the channel, and follow us on Twitch to see when we're streaming. Alright guys, see ya.
But now that you're gone, I can fly.
What is up, guys? It is your LOL support here, and today we're bringing you a champion guide on Fizz. Now, let's get into some of Fizz's abilities. His passive, Nimble Fighter. Fizz's dexterity allows him to ignore unit collision and take 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, and 14 reduced physical damage from auto attacks depending on his level. Another thing to note about his Nimble Fighter passive is that it applies after armor reduction. So if someone on the enemy team has armor pen, this passive is applied after the armor pen is figured in. His Q, Urchin Strike, has a pretty decent range, a little bit of a medium to high medium mana cost, but the cooldowns get really reduced as you level it up. Fizz dashes a fixed distance in the direction of a target enemy unit, dealing physical damage and magic damage. The physical damage applies on hit effects, and the magic damage applies on ability effects. It scales 100% with AD, and it scales with 60% AP, and the magic damage dealt is 10, 40, 70, 100, and 130, depending on the level of the skill. Another thing to know about this dash ability is you dash a set distance. So if you are really close to an enemy, you will dash through them and you'll actually end up behind them. However, if you are chasing down somebody and you cast this ability, you will dash your maximum range and that'll put you right on them. So knowing how far that distance is will allow you to pull off some different tricks as as Fizz. So know that. Another thing, you can use this to go through walls in the jungle. So if you pick up a ward and you ward over the wall to the golems or to any other monster camp in the jungle and you dash to them, you're able to go through the wall. So that's something cool to know. And another thing is you can use this on minions as well. So you can use this as a single Yasuo dash. Just because we're playing against Yasuo, I thought I should bring that little comparison up. Another thing, the physical damage component of your Urchin Strike can be dodged, parried, and blocked, and also can miss. So Teemo blinds, Pantheon shields, Fiora's parry, and Jax's dodge can all mitigate the damage on the physical end. The magic damage mitigation will be taken away by Black Shield of Morgana. It'll also be blocked by things such as Banshee's Veil and things like that. It also applies, Urchin Strike will apply all melee on-hit effects such as Lifesteal, Sheen, and Blade of the Ruin King, as well as spell effects such as Spell Vamp, Ralai's Crystal Scepter, and Liandry's Torment. So that's another good thing to know. His next ability is his Seastone Trident. Now this has a cooldown of 10 seconds and costs about 40 mana throughout all the levels. Fizz's auto attacks rend his target dealing magic damage over 3 seconds that is increased based on the percent of the target's health missing. This effect is not stacked, and multiple attacks will only refresh the duration. The total damage caps at 300 against minions and monsters, 100 damage per second. Active, Fizz's auto attacks are empowered for the next 5 seconds, dealing additional magic damage on hit and applying Grievous Wounds for 3 seconds. For those of you who don't know, Grievous Wounds is the second half of an Ignite. It's the half that mitigates healing done by a certain champion. So if you're going against a ADC who does a lot of lifesteal, a good thing to do would be to activate this auto attack so that they can't lifesteal off of you as efficiently. It does not apply spell effects. Magic damage will be mitigated by Morgana. Spell shields will not block the Seastone Trident though. Playful Trickster. This one is a very, very unique ability of Fizz. It allows you to... well, let me get into the ability first. It has a relatively higher mana cost. Active, Fizz hops onto his trident onto a nearby location, becoming untargetable for 3/4 of a second, and gaining the ability to Trickster before it ends. If Fizz does not use Trickster, he will slam the ground below him, dealing magic damage and slowing nearby enemies within 330 range for 2 seconds. Now, this magic damage scales with 75% AP, and the slow is 40, 45, 50, 55, and 60%, depending on the level of the skill. Now, the second activation, Trickster. Active, Fizz hops down from his trident to a nearby location, dealing magic damage to nearby enemies within 270 range. So you'll notice that if you reactivate your ability, you don't get as much of a blast radius as had you just done Playful, but if you Playful Trickster, it allows you to get off quick damage. And it doesn't deal any additional damage whether you Trickster or wait. It's just you're gonna deal a less AoE if you Trickster compared to if you just drop down. An important thing to know is you can Playful Trickster over a wall. You can also do a Playful over a wall and Trickster back over the wall on certain walls. However, that will take a little bit more practice. That's something that I'm currently working on right now. I think I might have tried it out in this match, like here or there, just to mess around, but if not, oh well. The AoE of your Playful or Trickster will reduce Spell Vamp by 1/3 effectiveness. Raleig's Crystal Scepter will apply a 15% slow. Magic damage will be mitigated by Morgana. Spell Shields will block Playful Trickster. Some things to note though, it does not break things such as Fiddlesticks' Drain or Swain's Decrepify. It can be used to jump over walls, and it can be used to block things such as Karthus' ult or Caitlyn's ult as well. So this is a good thing to keep in mind if you're going into a team fight. I would definitely recommend saving this if they have a Caitlyn or even a Karthus on their team. So right there you just saw me Playful Trickster over Yasuo's Tornado behind him, and that allowed me to Urchin Strike through him because I knew the set distance, and I was allowed to get off free harass without him really dealing any damage to me. Fizz's ultimate, Chum the Waters. This has a very, very long range as far as the projectile thrown, and it costs 100 mana all the way through. Fizz throws a fish at an enemy unit. If it hits a champion, the fish sticks to the enemy champion, and they are slowed by 50, 60, and 70%. If you do miss, it will go to the maximum range of the cast, and it will land in an area, or it'll land by your cursor. And it'll stay there. If somebody walks over the center of it, they will pick up the fish, and they will deal... the fish will start following them. You saw right there I was able to land it directly on Yasuo, and he was slowed and knocked up after the shark came out of the ground. Don't know why a shark's coming out of the ground. It's a little weird, but you know what? Whatever. This is a knock-up, and this will help, or this will trigger Yasuo's ult, I'm pretty sure. So another thing to note about Chum the Waters is the magic damage of it will be mitigated by Black Shield, and Spell Shields will partially block Chum the Waters. It'll cause the fish to drop on the ground instead of latching to the target. So if Sivir pops her Spell Shield, it will block the fish attaching to her, but it won't block the fish in general. So that's a cool thing to note about her, Chum the Waters. The slow can be removed by cleanse and also gangplanks to remove scurvy. Quicksilver Sash will not remove the slow, but will not drop the fish to the ground. Quicksilver Sash will remove the slow, but not drop the fish to the ground. So they will get their move speed back, however the fish will come up and it will deal damage. This can also hit stealth units as well. So if a Kali is in her her little shadow dome type deal, you can throw the fish in the middle of that and it will knock her up. It won't necessarily latch onto her if she doesn't walk over the middle, but if you do happen to hit her or she walks over it, it will stick to her. So that is all of Fizz's abilities. So now we're going to go into the commentary on the gameplay. As you see, I did pick up 1 kill on the Yasuo, and I picked up not sure where I picked up the other kill, but we will we'll just say that we have 2 kills. Okay, so right here, my jungler was doing a decent job at ganking. However, he didn't really gank very effectively in the bot lane. So I noticed that my bot lane was pushing, so I come in and I get a lane gank, and sadly it was warded. The Thresh really wasn't doing too much to clear wards, just more so doing things to just ward up the place, which is not a bad idea, but it's just, it would have been a more effective gank had he been able to ward and counter ward. But regardless, we did get the kill on Taric, and you saw me, I didn't want to waste my Chum the Waters on Taric because I knew he was dead. I did end up throwing it on the Tristana, however, she was able to escape with her rocket jump. So because of that, we do get to have mid tower, and because we are doing a very good job at rotating, the Amumu is able to stop the Yasuo from pushing my lane as I was able to gank. So right there, Lee Sin throwing out the Sonic Wave, seeing if he could make a play happen, but he ended up not doing anything. So the one thing you want to note as Fizz is you want to rush your Lichbane really fast, or Lickbane, for people who care about it. You have to rush that because that's where you start getting a lot of your damage from. Because when you're able to Urchin Strike through somebody and auto attack with your Seastone Trident ability, you're able to do a lot of damage, and that damage will end up piling up. And with the constant Lichbane stacks, you're gonna see some damage. So right here, I failed the Playful Trickster over the wall, very sadly, and then I had to flash over just so I didn't make the Shen's efforts worth nothing. So I flash over, I end up hitting him, Urchin Strike, and save potentially the Shen. It was a little frustrating that I missed the wall jump, but oh well. I had to burn a flash, but it was worth because we ended up getting the kill, and I picked up the assist gold. So right now we're going back in the lane. We're gonna try and get up our farm. Another thing, if you're gonna be farming with your Playful Trickster, I didn't know this for a while, but if you wait for the Playful to run out and not activate Trickster, you will actually have the more AoE, and you'll be able to clear waves a lot more efficiently compared to doing like a quick EE instead of like an E in the middle of the minion wave and dropping. Another thing to note, when you Playful or Trickster, you will go to your cursor within a moderate range. So if you want to Playful to a certain spot, and this goes into the double wall jumping with Playful and Trickster, you do need to put your cursor in that location. So I see a lot of farm in top lane. Right there you see I Playful and Trickster because I knew Teemo was roaming and I wanted to try and clear the wave as fast as I could, as far as slamming down as fast as I could. You see right there, as you notice, Teemos, they tend to put shrooms in very populated walking paths. So if you ever play against a Teemo, hug walls, because 1 time out of 10 you'll actually get a decent Teemo that will shroom against the wall or more to one side or the other. Don't walk through the middle of the jungle or any common path that you would normally walk. You want to try and hug the walls. So that's another thing. I mentioned that in the Gragas video, but just in case if you guys haven't watched that. So right here, I don't follow my own advice. I hit the shroom. However, we are able to... I know... Okay, so I want to back this up just a little bit. So if you see... Oh, too far. So what's going to happen here is you're going to see that Teemo's going to get caught out. He's going to go in, try to kill my teammates. Shen and Amumu land a beautiful combo on him. So as you can see right here, Teemo's already caught out, and Yasuo's banging on my tower. So the one thing I noticed is I don't need to be here right now. I need to go potentially punish the Yasuo for taking down our tower. So don't all collapse on this kid. This kid, he'll die. If Amumu ends up dying, Shen will take care of him. You want to try and make it as worth it as possible. See, we lost a tower, and if you count a tower as like value 2, and a kill is worth value 1, you need to make it more even as far as the gold income. So that's why I don't go for the Teemo. I end up going for the Yasuo, and I don't remember if I'm able to finish it off. So right here, we're doing damage to each other. He's dealing a good amount to me. I playful over him and end up picking up the kill on that. Playful Trickster is a really good way of baiting out certain fights. You're able to basically play around with the person and let them think they have a killing chance on you, and then you're able to just hop up on your trident and slam down and then ruin their day, just like the Yasuo right there. So you see I was able to pick up a Lichbane or Lickbane, 2 wards, still have my flask, and I pick up some boots. Fizz, I would say, is kind of like a Riven in that you have a high mobility and you have a high kill potential, but with it comes a bit of a skill cap. And he would also be kind of like a LeBlanc as well, in that you do have to roam as much as possible, and the more roaming you can do, the more effective you'll be as a Fizz, because you'll be able to run around, get kills here and there, and just overall be a nuisance. So right there, we didn't have any ward coverage on Dragon, and our jungler wasn't making any points to try and go for a Dragon, so we do end up missing out there. So right here, we're getting into a fight. You see that. Alright, we're gonna back up this team fight just a little bit. This is a shorter clip, so I will have enough time to go over all the team fights compared to some of the 40-minute clips that I've had, and you know, I had to kind of rush through everything, so I will be able to go over the team fights with you guys. So right here, Yasuo has a feeling, and that I'm gonna throw Chun the water. So what he does is he throws up his wind wall. Knowing this, I hold my Chun the waters. You want to hold it for a little bit. If you're not assassinating, you want to hold it. Okay, so let's slow this down. So yes, our Fizz gets off, or our Amumu gets off a really good ult. So right away you see that I Seastone Trident Yasuo. As you can see right there, he's got the grievous wounds on him. So I know that he won't be doing a lot of healing during this fight, because he, as you can see, he does have a Vamp Scepter, and he will be doing a little bit of lifesteal, but because of that, he won't be doing as much. So I Urchin Strike through him, dodge the Lee Sin Q, slam down onto the ground to hurt multiple enemies in that fight. I see that Shen has the Yasuo taunted, so immediately I change my focus to Lee Sin. As you can see, Lee Sin also has the grievous wounds, because I did hit him right in time for us to get off that the second hit within the window that Seastone Trident was active. So now, because of good team fighting mechanics and because of good dodging abilities by me, we're able to be in very much control of the team fight, and we are able to chase these guys down. Now this is very important. This was a really good play on my part that I was very happy at. Very happy we got it. So right here, Earthen Strike through, dodge the Lee Sin Q. That mitigated a lot of damage Lee Sin could have done to me. So he's supposed to kick me away, speed this up. Now, I want to remember how I said that you can Urchin Strike through minions. Now, because I know I'm out of range to catch Teemo, what I end up doing is I Urchin Strike through one of their minions to get closer, and as you recall, I have saved my Chum the Waters, so I am able to throw that out. So right here, Playful Trickster, slide through this minion to gain distance on the Teemo, and throw out my Chum the Waters, lands a perfect hit onto Teemo. Shen backs off there, and what's gonna happen is I'm gonna go in onto the Teemo. We're gonna speed this up just a tiny bit. So Teemo got slowed by that, and what's gonna happen is right here. So what I'm seeing here, let me switch over to the manual camera. What I'm seeing here is I'm seeing two low health characters that I'm gonna use one as my escape. Now I'm gonna play this through really slow. As you can see right here, I Playful just so that I can get away from the turret, damage, and you'll see I went in a position where I was between them and their turret. 1606, 1601. Okay, so I'm gonna play this through one more time. Speed this up just a wee bit. Okay, so right here, I want to Playful Trickster behind them so that when I have to dash, I can go through and get away from the turret. Because if I were to just Playful Trickster right here and try and dash through, I am more susceptible to more tower hits, whether I try and go this way or up through there. So I Playful Trickster as close to the tower as I can get so that I have a dash out, and you're going to see that play into right here. So I auto attack, Playful, as close as I can to the tower, drop down, and then use Lee Sin as a slide out. So that's a bit of micromanaging that you will learn how to do the more you end up playing with Fizz. And that was just knowing my abilities, knowing how to use them, and just knowing where to place yourself in certain fights so that you are allowed to make the most efficient use of your abilities and taking the least amount of damage. And always note that your Playful Trickster will mitigate tower shots, so if you want to hold it till the last possible second, that would be recommended. I mean, that's what I always do. As you can see right there, Playful Trickster over these, so I'm going to slow this one down too. Again, we have a lot of time, so we're attacking tower. I see Yasuo come in. You notice I don't Urchin Strike to him first. I Playful Trickster behind him so that I have Urchin Strike to get away. So I see that Yasuo is about to throw his Q. Playful Trickster. Sadly, Thresh did pull him away. So because I have the max range Urchin Strike, I do go directly onto the Yasuo. Thresh is taking some bullets. This ends up not being a very good fight for us to do, just because of the lack of abilities that I have and the lack of abilities that Thresh has as well. My Chum the Waters is down, so I will not be able to catch out the Yasuo. Shen comes in there for a pretty clutch ult. I don't know if that last tower hit will kill them, however, it was definitely close. So right there, Yasuo gets a little too close to me. I Playful Trickster. I auto attack him once and then Urchin Strike through. However, I did make contact with the tower, which ended up stopping my Urchin Strike, and you see I'm taking a lot of damage because of it. Had I Urchin Striked towards the towards this camp over here, I Playful Trickster, if I Urchin Strike through that way, I could have taken less damage. However, I had a feeling more people were going to come, and I was right with the Taric, so I did end up making the right choice on instinct. However, I did pay for it by taking a couple more tower shots. So we're going to speed this up, just dancing around. I'm really waiting for someone to engage on me, just because I would like to bait something out with my Playful Trickster. I do have blue buff right there, just missing wall jumps left and right, like the scrub I am. So I see the Tristana. I know she's around, and I'm kind of waiting in the background for something to happen, and I'll end up engaging in a bit. However, this ends up not being our fight because of the amount of people that were there. So what I end up doing is I Playful Trickster over the wall, throw the Chum the Waters out to try and disperse them away from my Shen. And I do end up hitting the Tristana. Ezreal comes in. I knock him up on accident because of the Lee Sin ult. So we're going to play this fight through very slowly. Now Lee Sin just landed a Q on Shen, which is pretty good. It was on his tank, however, so he's not going to be able to get to Ethan or myself without dealing massive damage to us. So right there, Lee Sin goes in on the Shen. Our Ezreal is hitting the Tristana. I charge up my Seastone Trident. I Playful Trickster over because I didn't know if he was going to try and stun me or not. I auto attack with my Seastone Trident. Dash through. He flashes, so right now I'm not really too worried about chasing them. I see a solid kill here. And had they kept chasing, it would have been perfectly acceptable. However, I wanted to make sure that we cleaned up everybody in that fight, and it was my duty to probably try and grab the Taric. So right there, Playful Trickster, dealing the damage to him. Lee Sin in the bush. I don't know why he poked out, but he did. He goes over to me. You see that I Playful his Q, so he ends up signing a death sentence. Not to steal Thresh's thunder or anything like that, but he ended up going to his grave, and I ended up cleaning up the Tristana and picking up another kill for our team. Now you see, because we got all those kills, we see Yasuo in the mid lane. We are able to take this tower very, very easily and uncontested. So I do have a blue buff, and that's the reason I'm standing in front, because Playful Trickster is up for me and I'm always able to use it just in case if something were to go bad. Thresh gets caught, or Taric gets caught out here and taunted by the Shen, which is a very good taunt. That does end up securing the kill for us, and that was a good move by the Shen. Shout out to Pukta for a great electric slide. So Lee Sin's right here, just trying to do some damage to us. He timed that Q wrong to where he hit the minion and last hitted it, compared to connecting with me and potentially killing me. So right there, I see the Tristana come in, Playful Trickster. I back out of the fight. I let my team do a lot of the damage. I connect with my Chum the Waters. That's going to provide a knockup for my ADC to keep doing damage to the enemy team, and we eventually do have to back out because a Teemo is incoming. So we're going to back out of this fight. It was worth a lot. We ended up getting a couple kills and a turret for that one error that they made. So I'm going to base. I am sitting on a good amount of gold right now. Basing. First thing I pick up is, I believe, more AP. But yeah, there we go. So you see I am able to pick up a needlessly large rod and a blasting wand. And turn my boots into Sork shoes. So I did base with a good amount of gold right there. I picked up the Sork shoes for the magic pen, not only on my abilities, but, well, I guess, yeah, for my abilities. No, what I was going to say is I saw the Yasuo's building Merc Treads, and same thing with the Lee Sin. So I noticed that they were starting to pick up a bit of magic resist on their team. So I wanted to kind of squash that right away and pick up a little bit of magic pen. So right here, just farming up the wave, trying to push out because I have good vision on the whole team, and Fizz is a fantastic person to split push with because of his exceptional mobility. You're not going to get caught out as much as someone who, say, has really no escapes. So right there. Woo. Sorry guys, I just got done with the track meet, so I'm kind of tired, but I wanted to get this video out to you guys. So right there, I Playful Trickster the minion wave just to clear it out, and we end up picking the tower there. I still have vision of 3 out of 5 people. Here's a little tip for you guys: if you're ever split pushing, hold down the tab button, because what happens is when you hold down tab, if an enemy is visible to you or your team, they will be more vibrant colors, or they'll be more of like a white, compared to if they've gone out of sight, they'll be kind of more of a grayish color. If you hold down tab and you split push, you're able to see, okay, 2 people I have no vision on, 3 people we do. And that's just a quick way of not having to scan the map and just say like, oh, okay, we got 3 people in the bot lane. Because as you can see, the Tristana icon is taking up a lot of space down there. So if you hold down tab, you can see, oh, there are 3 people down there. It's these 3 people. So that's another tip for you guys when you're split pushing. Just hold down tab and you're able to see who your team has vision on and who is relatively who is where. So because I have no vision of 2 people, I'm able to press on and fight this tower. Now, Lee Sin ends up coming in, lands a Q. I Playful Trickster, hit him with the Chum the Waters. He flashes. I don't know if he thought he was going to flash over my shark or something, but oh well. Do get off some damage. So right here, what I'm planning to do is I see that I have flash up. I'm going to flash over, believe Urchin Strike, and try and kill this Lee Sin. So let's see this play out. So right there, flash over, Playful Trickster, Seastone Trident, go through, hit him. You see that I don't try and fight the direction he kicked me in. So because had I gotten kicked and tried to go back this way, I definitely would have died to tower hits. The best thing you could do as the Lee Sin, if it's a 1v1 against you and a Lee Sin and he kicks you, just go the direction he kicked you, especially if you're under a tower like that. Because you notice I only took about 1 hit from the tower compared to taking multiple hits had I tried to walk back. So I was able to pick up the kill on the Lee Sin because of a very flashy play. If you see what I did there. So right there, Playful, yeah, Trickster, and I'm able to get out scotch-free. That's just knowing your abilities, knowing what you can and can't do, and blue buff definitely helps with that. So right there, the Lee Sin was all chatting me. He was pretty frustrated. I had a feeling people were coming towards me, but if you're basing and you're already that close, you might as well just try and run it out, because more than likely you are going to be able to base, and if you're not, then you can just escape because you're Fizz. So don't worry too much about that. So right here, following my team, they spot someone out, ended up not happening. So you see right there, they didn't hug the wall as much, so they got hit by the T-Mushroom. I'm just kind of waiting around in the background, just waiting for my chance to get aggressive, grab a kill. Nice flash by the Taric. He did respect he respected the fish. You saw right there the amount of damage we're able to do on the Lee Sin. You notice how instead of I Urchin Strike through, you always want to position yourself between your enemy and the tower, because it allows you to Urchin Strike through away from the tower. Anytime a tower or a team is the center of focus, you want to put yourself between your target and your center of focus. So say if Shen is the enemy team and Thresh is an enemy I would want to, if I was right here, Playful Trickster, dash out, because I'm able to get away from this team while also getting off damage to him. So that's a little thing to note for you guys playing Fizz. If you hadn't known that, it's a good way to stay safe in fights. So right here, Playful Trickster out, as you can see, keeping it consistent. Right there, just waiting around, letting my Ezreal clean up, or not Ezreal, sorry, Shen. But he does end up dying to the full enemy team. We're not able to do much because we don't have our ADC with us. Cough, cough, Ethan. But we do end up just backing out, letting them go at it. Right there, Thresh does end up hooking the Teemo, but because we weren't in position, we couldn't capitalize on a good hook. I see our ADC waiting kind of in the rafters, deciding whether I want to stay or not, and I do end up going to base. I finished my Rabadon's Death Cap, and I do pick up Home Guards. Now the reason I picked up Home Guards is because I wanted to get out of base faster, just because if there was a team fight, I'd want to be there for it. There's a lot of scrutiny behind buying an early Home Guards. I feel like if the situation calls for it, you should be able to buy anything at any time. There are some exceptions, obviously, but I think that the Home Guards at that point, for the situation I thought I was under, was a good buy. So if ever you feel like, hey, I really need to get home guards here, they're pushing our base and we could potentially lose the tower, pick them up. Don't even worry about the fact that, oh, it's 24 minutes in and I'm picking up 3rd tier boots. What is up with that? No, don't worry about that. Right there, I wanted to let you guys know something. I misplayed that right there. I don't know why I did it. I know not to do it, but I did it anyways. When you try to clear a minion wave and you are proxying as Fizz, and for those of you who don't know, proxying is just going past your minions and intercepting a wave. Usually you proxy between towers. You just grab the next wave of minions before they get here. Now if you're going to proxy a minion wave by using Playful and Trickster, you don't want to Playful into the minion waves because you'll grab aggro by walking through, but when you go up on your stick you become untargetable and they're like, oh, where did he go? I can't find him, and they keep moving. So I was only able to nab the back 2 minions. However, if you want to do it properly, you want to, when you're within this range, you want to Playful to the first minion and then let everything go, and then you'll be able to drop down. You'll be able to pick up these 5, or if anything, these 4, and then you can Urchin Strike through here or through here and let your minions grab this one and proxy the next wave. So as you can see right here, I didn't do that. I pulled out all the aggro and I Playful right here. They're like, oh, where did he go? We can't find him, and we only got 2. So that's a little note for you guys if you're trying to proxy as Fizz. Make sure to lead your Playful into no Trickster and dropping down. So I see my team fighting a lot of people in mid, and because I'm pushing, I know I'm going to bring up enemy units. So I ward a choke point where they have to come up through and catch me. Because right now, since we have their first tower, we basically gain access from here to whatever is the next tower up. So safe mid tower still up, we got top tower, we now have access to right here, and we can ward up right here. We can ward up right there, which is what I did because it covers not only this path walking through, this path walking through, and this path walking through. So this is a very good area to ward. If I had warded a little bit more here, I would have gained access to the red buff. However, I wouldn't have been able to see as much over here as far as them coming up. I want to show you guys how much vision we actually had. So you see I get a little bit of right here, so I get a little bit of notice. However, if I warded right here, I'd only be able to see up to here. So knowing what you need to see and warding accordingly is the key behind that one. So we're going to play this through. I am able to see the Teemo coming by, so I end up clearing the wave, and I back out because I see that their whole enemy team is coming towards me. So they weren't able to do anything. They're more scared of me than I am of them. They're Playful over the wall. I see the Yasuo and I want to catch him out. You see I warded another spot right there. We're kind of claiming this area of vision for our team is what I was trying to get accomplished there. So Tristana's out of position. She's going to get caught out. I'm not even concerned about that. Go in here, try and farm up the next minion wave. Teemo does come out though, so I don't want to use my Playful Trickster just yet because I could have mitigated the blind, such as what I did right there. Another thing to note, if someone's going to do something to you, make sure you Playful Trickster after the projectile is cast. This goes for Caitlyn's ult as well. If she's targeting you, don't Playful Trickster before she sends the bullet out. Because if you do so, she'll only go on the 4-second cooldown, compared to if the projectile is actually out and going, and then you Playful Trickster, it'll go on the full cooldown. Same thing with Teemo's blind, Tariq's done, whatever. So that's a little thing for you guys to know. If you're going to do Playful Trickster targeted ability, wait till it's en route, and then Playful Trickster, compared to doing it in anticipation. Same thing goes for Kassadin's silence as well. It doesn't silence you until it hits. So right here, our Amumu hits a fantastic 3-man ult. We're able to go in. I chum the waters because it's a very AoE area. Teemo flashing ends up screwing his teammates over because he puts the Yasuo in danger. So right there, I Playful over the over the Tariq. because I see that my chum the Waters just knocked up Yasuo and Teemo, and I want to get over him and slam down here. And I can do the slam down because it is a smaller AoE, and I don't have to worry about them. They're not very spread out. Oh, by the way, small cool thing. If you end up killing a Teemo or a Yordle with your shark, the actual shark itself, it will actually eat them, and you won't see their body. So, you know, finish off a Yordle, have him eaten by a shark, you know, that's kind of a cool thing. So, slam down, boosh. That ends up killing the Teemo. I end up Urchin striking through the Yasuo, but again I get blocked by this tree stump of a turret. So I'm sticking to the Taric, trying to get off as many auto attacks as I can. Lee Sin ends up kicking me this way, which kind of helped. I mean, had the Taric not died there, it would have helped me a little bit. So right here, he's getting off consistent damage on me. I jump over his little ability right there. Urchin strike through, landing the auto attack, getting the quadra kill, and you're gonna see me at really low health. Ethan was egging me on. He said, "There's the Tristana, there's your pentakill," and the son of a bitch just got me interested. So right here, I flash over, Urchin strike, go through. She ends up ulting me into the tower, and I lose my penta. Oh, it was a sad day. And Ethan was such an instigator on that. He was like, "Oh, go get your penta, go get your penta." And I sadly was not able to pick it up. I did get outplayed. And had I landed my Playful Trickster, though, that would have been a penta for sure. So try not to get too greedy. As Fizz, you will snowball very hard. Try not to get greedy with it. So right here, I'm just farming up. The enemy team is getting close to mentally just surrendering and giving up, because who wouldn't? I mean, you're a 14-2 Fizz. You are just wrecking face, and I guarantee you guys will be doing the same thing. Just practice with Fizz. He is a little bit of a hard champion to get as far as the skill cap is concerned. However, once you do get him, it's very rewarding. So right here, Teemo thinks he's gonna catch me. The blind was going out, but I wanted to save my Playful Trickster just in case. I chummed the water just to scare him off, and I am able to get out free. And Chum the Waters is on a very short cooldown, so don't feel afraid of spamming it. So had I saved it, I probably would have been able to do a little bit more in this fight. However, we're going to break this down slowly. So right away, Playful into Trickster, right onto the Tristana, dealing massive damage. You see, I don't go to this side and Urchin Strike because that takes me away from these guys. So I purposefully Playful Trickster here so I can Urchin Strike to get to these guys. So always be conscious of where you're Urchin striking, because that will end up helping you a lot for your kills. So I had the option of going over, walking around, because I didn't have Playful Trickster up. So what I do is I end up following the Amumu, because he does have a good amount of CC with his bandage toss and everything. So he goes in, shields the Teemo. I don't know, I think it was just a Grant Vision, but I feel like he might have been crazy enough to go back into us. So right here, I could have made a play. I could have gotten that Taric had I Urchin Strike through a minion, Playful Trickster. I probably could have gotten to the Taric, but I didn't, sadly, and I wasn't able to pick up the kill on Taric at that specific moment. However, they were able to clean him up and end up getting the kill. But I was just taking a lot of tower hits for some reason. I don't know why. So we're just pushing at their base. We're right at that point. We're about to close the game. The enemy team does agree to a surrender very, very soon, and we do end up picking the victory. Hope you guys enjoyed that Fizz guide. Hope you learned something from it. There's still more to come. I'm really starting to fall in love with Fizz again. I stopped playing him and I started picking him up again, and he is just a fantastic champion. Moderately high skill cap. If you guys do end up learning him, he's very worth it, and you will definitely be able to do a lot of damage. 15, 2, and 7. You just basically want to rush that Lich Bane or Lick Bane and go from there. Just build straight AP. If you want, you can build an early Zhonya's. That'll help your cooldowns out, and then you can get away. It won't give you cooldown reduction, but it'll make you untargetable while you're trying to get your cooldowns. So, anyways, guys, just practice. Learn your micromanagement. If you are able to do that, you'll be doing a lot better. And if you guys have any questions, please feel free to post it in the comments section down below. We do respond to most, if not all, comments. If you want to talk to us, feel free to add us in-game or on our raid call channel. Be sure to go to our Facebook page or our Twitter page and like it, so we can give you guys constant updates and we can grow our community from there. Alright, without anything else to say on Fizz, this has been your LOL support, and I am out of here.